Hello, dear students. Welcome to this class. This is Entrepreneurship 1. I'm Miss Tania Poveda. Today we're going to check some habits of highly effective people. As you already know, there are different types of team members, and a highly effective doer is one of them. Before we continue, I want you to remember what a team is. So here we have the concept again. You can use your own words. You don't have to memorize this, but just for everybody to understand the same, let's read this. A team is a relatively small number of people that share common goals, rewards, and responsibilities for achieving them. Okay, so we have a group of people working together to achieve the same goals. When I was checking your homework, I realized that most of you answered like that you feel like you are an HED, a highly effective doer. And that's why today I chose to talk about this. But let's take a look on these definitions. This is one of the homeworks that you did. I chose this one because it was like complete and with different colors. But most of the homework I checked were really good. So let's start with the performer and let's read. So a performer is the person who takes full responsibility for the job in his team. He knows everything, what to do, where to go, when it has to be given, etc. He helps with the organization of the team, which is important. I like this definition because apparently the student used his or her own words, which is really good. Then we have a highly effective doer. He's got enthusiasm and the willingness to work and enthusiasm to learn and improve. With correct guidance, training, and hard work, he will be a performer. This is the one we're going to talk about today, which is most of you. Then we have LED, less effective doer. He is willing to help, but his contribution doesn't make much difference in the job. So he's like in the middle of yes and no. Then we have a PTS, potential trouble source. He alternates between helping or destroying. That person makes the work harder for the team and less predictable for others. I think he does his work in a way he thinks it is. So apparently his contribution isn't too positive, but still we can save him. And finally, we have the SP, or suppressive person. He works hard to make the team fail and destroy the operation, so it's a negative influence. He or she often tries to show a nice attitude to others and make them believe that he or she is a good person. He or she is the worst threat to any company. Okay, as you saw in the video, the performer asked him to leave in the end, right? So they can work better together. Okay, so we're going to watch a short video about a group or about a team working together as highly effective doers. This is how highly effective doers work together. When everybody knows what they have to do, they have a leader or a performer, and they get their goal. So let's watch this video. Okay, I hope that you liked the video. As you could see, they were working together for the same goal. So can you tell me what the goal was? Was it playing with the fruit? No, right? They wanted to eat the fruit, to get it. They waited for the fruit to grow till it was ready. When it was stolen, they fought for it, and they got it. The important message of the video is that they worked together. They had the same goal. And also we could recognize that they were highly effective doers. Okay? That's what happens in a team when everybody works, when everybody contribute with their skills and knowledge. So to be a high effective doer, I will recommend you today 3 habits that you can use for the rest of your life. Not only at the school when you have to do a homework with a partner or in groups, but also for the rest of your life. So pay attention. Take a pencil, watch this video again, take notes, whatever you need to learn these 3 simple habits to be successful in your life. Okay, so this is number 1, be proactive. I want you to pay attention to these 2 drawings. So we have this guy on the left, and we have this other guy on the right. But first, let's read what we have in blue here in the middle. We have something called circle of influence. It is your attitude, your education, skills you learn, enthusiasm, habits, and hobbies. I'm going to ask you something. When you listen all these things, there are things you can control, you can change. Can you change your attitude face to things, face to situations? Can you get education? Can you decide if you study or not? Can you work on your skills? If you're good at drawing, at math, or at accounting, at speaking in public? Can you be enthusiastic about life? Can you change your habits? Do you have hobbies? If the answer to all these questions is yes, it's because you are a proactive person. It means you consider yourself, you can work on them and improve all the time and be better. So when you focus on things you can control, you are a proactive person. Look at his face. He's happy and self-confident because he knows he's going to be proactive and take decisions to be a better person, to control what is inside his heart, inside his head. On the other side, if we look at the picture, we see this guy is crying because he's focusing on something he shouldn't, things he cannot control. He's complaining all the time because he's complaining maybe about the weather, about politics, about what people think of him, economy, others' mistakes, others' opinions, and things outside or things about the environment, but not about him. So he's suffering for something he cannot control. This is called circle of concern. So when you focus on circle of concern, when you complain about circumstances that are out of your hands, you are a reactive person. You see the difference? So from now on, I hope that you pay more attention to the blue circle or circle of influence and decide to be better, decide to be happy. Okay? So here we have the same guys, and I want you to pay attention and tell me which one is proactive. So let's suppose they're going to school. This guy on the left says, My teacher is so unfair and that's why I failed. And he's crying, because the teacher was unfair. That's what he thinks. On the other side, we have this guy saying, I better study harder. No one to blame but myself. So it was my responsibility. Focus on what you can control. Take responsibility. You either act or you are acted upon. What do you want to do? Act or acted upon? So did you find out which one is the proactive? Left or right? Tell me. Or point with your finger. Okay, let's find out. You're right. The guy on the right was the proactive one because he was focusing on the problem and finding a solution without complaining, without blaming anybody. Okay? So let's continue with habit number 2. And it's funny because it says begin with the end, but begin with the end in mind. Let's skip to this question. Where do you want to be in 5, 10, or 15 years? What do you want in life? So right now that you are probably 14 years old, maybe 15 years old, 13 maybe, I'm not sure, or 16. Where do you see yourself when you are 20, 21, or 30? Where do you see yourself right now? So it's very important that you focus on something in the future and you work for that. Because you're not going to be a teenager forever. You're not going to be 14, 15 forever. You're not going to live with your parents forever and study in high school. You must think in the future. Maybe not too far, maybe 5 years is okay to start. So if you have a dream, if you have something you want to do, you want to be, go for it and start every day in the morning thinking about that. That's going to be your goal. And this is something I want to talk about a little bit now. As you can see, this guy is going up using a ladder because he wants to have money, fame, recognition, and material things. Because in his mind is what he thinks that's success. But once you get here and you have all of this, what happens with your life? Is this everything? Of course, it's nice to have some money, to be recognized, to have some material things. We also need them to live. We need a house, we need a car, we need education, but this is not everything. And that's why he is working in the ladder of his life, but in the end, he's going to regret. So you don't do that and go to the other side. And again, think about your passions. Think about the things you love to do. If you love singing, work on that. If you love mathematics, study something related to mathematics. If you like languages, English or French, study something where you can use languages. What you really want in life? What's your goal in life? Is it to be a professional? Is it to build a family? Is it to be healthy? I can't tell you what to do because each life is unique. I just can tell you that you have to follow your passions because when you do what you love, when you get what you really want in life, that's success. I don't want you to be regretting like this guy here, running behind money and fame, but being sad the rest of your life, feeling that you didn't build anything. So I like this picture here because you can see a person can have a goal, be in a place emotionally, professionally, or physically, work for that, struggle problems, study, travel, whatever you want to, and then your life is gone. And everything you worked for, money, shopping, etc., fame is not going to be there anymore. So we should live in a way that you say something like this: I want the world to be better because I was here. So think in a way that when you leave, people will remind you because you made the world better, because you were here. So that could be a personal mission statement. And again, not only for this class or this school, but for your life. So let's think a little bit about that. And here on the right, here, can you see the red spot, the laser? Don't let self-doubt get in the way. Sometimes we think that I'm not smart enough, I'll never be good enough. You know what? It's normal that sometimes we feel that way. But don't let them down. Don't let these thoughts to control your life. I mean, sometimes we commit mistakes, sometimes we make wrong decisions. It's okay. Learn from them. Dream big. Write the script of your life. You do it. Of course, talk to people who knows better than you. Talk to your parents, talk to your friends, talk to teachers, people you feel comfortable with, people who want you good. And when you feel this way that you're not smart enough or you're not good enough, you change this into positive and say, I am good enough. I am smart enough. I made a mistake, but I'm going to do it better next time. That's it. I know it sounds easy for me to say it, but you know, I was a teenager too. I know what I'm talking about. So finally, this is habit number 3. Put first things first. So decide what is important for you and put them first. Like right now, what should be first in your life and in my life is to be healthy. As we can see, this heart representing health. Take care of the family, stay home, and be careful. That's something like right now. But in the future, what do you want? Is that you want to study, be a professional, build a family, have a couple, get married? Do you want to save the world, to change the world? Think something big? Do it. You can go for it. The important thing is that you know what is the most important thing in your life. Not in my life, not in your friend's life, but yours. Focus on the things that really matter instead of trivialities. It's okay to get distractions and hobbies. What is not okay is to get addicted to them. Otherwise, you cannot grow. So think about this. Question your habits, hobbies, addictions, and scripts in your life. You are the kind of person that are going to work to be a professional, to build a family, to be healthy, to do exercises. Okay, if you need to do all these 3 positive things in your life, you will have to decide which one to quit, which one to use less. And you are not late. You're actually extremely early to start, which is really good. This is usually what happens in people's life. I don't want you to be running like this guy, like all stressed and desperate because he's like sleeping late, eating junk food, running around the life, getting a job, like you must be there on time, like all the time, and be tired and then have unhealthy food again and then going to bed late again because you are tired and you don't have time for anything. No. This is what usually happens with people that don't organize their lives, don't question their habits, and they waste time on unimportant things. So what you can do is like every night or every week, or I will do it like every night. Actually, I do it most of the nights, not every night, but most of the night on my phone. Here I'm showing you a notebook, but I do it on my phone on notes. And it's a to-do list. What do you have to do today, for example? Or, well, maybe tomorrow. Today is a little bit late now. Maybe it's noon already. But tomorrow, what do you have to do? You have to wake up. You have to feed the dog. You have to clean your room. You have to do a homework. Okay, so do a list and start from the most important things. And if you happen to have some free time, use it for a hobby or for entertainment, things like that. I do it on my phone. I seriously do it. I'm not saying you this just because. No, I'm telling you because I actually do it and it really works, because I check on my phone like every 5 minutes or less. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I have to do this. And then I focus on that. And this is something I want you to pay attention. If you have the chance to print this part and paste it on your room, will be great. Because again, this is not only for this class, this is like forever. So we have this comparison here about important things, not important, urgent, and not urgent. Urgent means that you have to do it right now. So when you have something important and urgent, manage. It means handle, face, do something about this. This is going to be the things you have to consider important and urgent and must be first in your life. When something is important but not urgent, it means you don't have to do it right away. You can focus on that, on strategies and values, and do it maybe later, but do it. So manage important and urgent things, focus on important and not urgent things, avoid, number 3, avoid not important but urgent things. When I say avoid, means that if that happens, okay, you have to face it, but try not to get into these situations. Try to avoid to be in these situations. So if you think that something is not healthy for you or for the team or for your group or your family, try to avoid it. Avoid problems. That's the best thing that you may happen. When something is not important and not urgent, okay, limit. Don't waste your time on that. Okay? You will know much better what things in your life you consider not important and not urgent. So here's an example of number 2. As you can see, health, relationships, and planning must be something important but not urgent. Sleeping good, doing exercise, eating healthy, keep moving, that's something you can consider like a number 2. Something like not urgent but important. So now I ask you, is it important to eat healthy? Yes, it is. Is it important to sleep well? Yes. Health, relationships, planning your life, doing exercise? Yes, it's important. Not urgent, but important. And finally, focus on what's important to you and make it a priority. Again, I can't tell you do this, number 1, 2, 3, 4, this order, because it's your life. And because you belong to a family, you belong to a group of people, to a class, so you are part of a team. And that's why I chose this today, because I could tell on your homework that most of your answers were that you feel you are a highly effective doer. So you're a potential performer if you are not already, which is okay, because in a team, Yes, it's important. It's really good to be a performer, but not everybody can be a performer. Most of people should be what you are, effective doers. To summarize the 3 tips or the 3 habits, we have this graphic here. So be proactive, begin with the end in mind, put first things first, and once you have all of them together, you're going to become independent and self-mastery. You see? So just work in that. Don't think that because you're only 14, 15 years old, you cannot do it, or you have to wait to be an adult to start. No, you start now. You are on the best age to start and become a wonderful human being. Okay, this is the iceberg of success. This is what people see, as we can see in the picture. And here under the water, what people see is success, right? They see like, oh yeah, you are wonderful and you're a professional, you have a wonderful family and kids and healthy and everything. Okay, this is like the what people can see. But what people cannot see, they don't see, is the dedication you put on that, the hard work that you have to do to get here. The good habits, like right now I'm telling you, eating healthy, doing exercise, sleeping well. The disappointments. How many people break our hearts? How many people fail? But we have to keep going. We can't stay there forever. Right? So, okay, that happens. You keep going. All this sacrifice. Maybe sleeping late because you had to study, maybe working and studying at the same time. Maybe someone is sick in your family or you are sick. All the failures. How many dreams we fail, how many things we try and we couldn't make real. That's what people don't see. And all the persistence following your dreams. So that's things that people don't see, and it's okay, they don't have to. But they are going to be in your heart, they are going to be in your mind, and that's really important. So here on the left, we can read suddenly. What is this? Read it. Success is an iceberg. This is an iceberg. It's big ice in the water, and we can see only this little peak. But not everybody can see what it's under the water. In this case, under or behind all that success. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you enjoyed the video. And I see you soon as great human beings. Bye-bye.